We could have just gone to Cast Desk, your way. I know you don't like putting me on screen. You like hiding me, but it's okay. Every now and then you can bring me up. But this is an exciting one. I'd love to know what the logic of bringing in Vinboys is. Maybe SBTC really doesn't see Team Secret as a threat. And they're just giving, the young gun a little bit more time to shine. And I also, just before I let you in, hey, Enpa, I understand that you like Riven, but I hate them. Stop picking them when I'm casting. Let Milky deal with that.
The poor Milky has to deal with it. Always gets to do the dirty work. Either way, I really wonder what the Renata pick really can do, because I also think if Nautilus just hooks Renata, she just dies very, very quickly, because she's not that tanky champion. I guess Zhu Hao is basically maybe fine if he can throw away his ultimate, get away the hostile takeover, and get Winboys to just kill his own team, even more than the last time he played on the Rift for them. And yeah, I actually really like the draft overall from SBTC, as I said before, with the matchup they got going for both solo lanes, which are detrimental to what Team Secret brings. And here we see the first trade in the bot lane. Not looking too good for Team Secret's side.
Yeah, I mean, any trade that starts with a Nautilus hitting his hook is probably not going to look particularly good, particularly at level 1. I think I agree. Renata... I think a lot of people have a weird read on her, because whenever we see new champions come out, we expect them to either be completely broken or turbo useless. And most of the time it's the former. Renata, I think, is actually just really balanced. She can do crazy things, no question. The W is an insane ability. But she has bad matchups. She has good matchups. I think picking it into Nautilus is really risky, but I kind of like it into Nautilus Kai'Sa because they're very short range and you can sort of just walk up and auto attack them. Renata's got a really long auto range. That little revolver she has, it's got some distance.
And it deals quite some damage.
Enpa.
Oh no.
He's a really good Riven. He's a really good Riven.
Yeah, I guess you just underestimated that, didn't respect the all-in coming out from the Riven, and I don't know how you can really respect it. It's just so much damage. He basically dealt his full HP bar with a whole combo at level 2. Not many champions can do that, and yeah, Riven is one of those. And Riven actually not a weak champion in the current meta in general. You usually don't want to pick in a competitive because she's so volatile, right? Because if she ever falls behind, she's pretty much useless. She would then be relegated into being a stun bot, but not Riven if she gets a solo kill at minute 3. That definitely helps getting her rolling. And actually, if you play around her, she's a pretty good strong star champion.
Dive coming in. The handshake misses, but they're still getting on top of Vinboys. They want to take him down. There's the bailout. It gets a little bit of value, but it is traded back, a 1-for-1 in the bot side.
1-for-1, and they actually get the kill on towards the 80 carry, so it is overall still a beneficial trade for them, I dare say. Now here we see top lane fight again, level 3 coming out for both of them. Hero already was on 60% HP, and yeah, with the flash stun coming in, there's not much counterplay for him. Basically, the play for Hero would be to just not go for it there, and just respect the Riven a bit more, and let himself be pushed in a little bit more, then he can maybe survive that. And now the wave state doesn't look really good for him either. He can maybe push this wave still in, but other than that, it's already a pickaxe for the Riven. The next few minutes will be very rough for him, I think.
I mean, the issue here is that you died to Riven before level 6, which means you're going to die 100% again at level 6. You were touching on why we don't see Riven too often in professional play, as Enpa, once again, trading very well. You can see he knows his animation cancels, something only Riven is allowed to have. Cool. I'll never stop complaining that they took away Silas's, but Riven's allowed to have hers.
I mean, Silas is not weak. He doesn't get to have it.
Yeah, okay, well, I don't know, balance Riven around not having them, then get rid of them. I don't care, get rid of her.
I think she needs a full rework then, but maybe that's not something you are against.
Yeah. So, absolutely not. But just the actual point I wanted to get to, past the salt, was that part of the reason is, yeah, she's incredibly volatile, she can end up just completely useless, and you have to be sick at her. You can't be an okay Riven and play it in professional play. You have to be a Riven player or you're useless. Enpa is a Riven player. We've seen him play. This is now the 3rd time he's brought it out. He is sick at this champion, and you have to be sick at the champion to bring it out in pro play.
Definitely not an easy champion to play, and also even if you're good at it, if you just get
Hang
ganked,
on a
you might
minute.
just die.
Put her in the dirt. Put her in the dirt. Yes, we love to see it.
And the kill also goes onto Hero, so he's basically back to even grounds now. It's only down a few CS, and he will catch those up right now. Good gank by Penguin, good read onto the play. Waiting out some of the mobility spells she has, because as you as a Salty Riven hater know, she has 4 dashes. That is quite a lot to have, and an AD scaling shield. But here we see spot ganking.
Well played. They get to the tower. He's not level 6. He can't turn it off. Now the bear could actually be in trouble because Artifact's made the roam, flashes over the wall, gets himself a pelt.
And a kill onto a Victor. I mean, you know, I love to talk about Victor getting takedowns and getting the glorious evolution going for him. The lane was working fine for Tutti, right? They were like basically even in CS, which is okay for the rookie mid laner, basically, I would say. But here we see the top lane game again. Penguin.
When does Ignite come up? It doesn't come up. Okay. Because I was thinking he could have killed Penguin with Ignite, but it wasn't up. Wasn't up yet.
Wasn't up yet, and also he was too busy running away. He couldn't really like charge into them with Wind Slash and everything. Also something in the matchup that might be crucial. That is, if I get to talk, I don't know.
You should.
I get to talk. I get to talk. With the Hextech Ultimatum, you can actually dodge away the Wind Slash, so that could be something where Hero could really pull ahead in the 1v1. And actually, Hero, despite getting Soul Kit early, that seemed like a one-off to me, because afterwards he wasn't really afraid of him. He still played with the wave together, pushed the Riven in, and even get a level lead for a short bit of it. And now we see even in CS again. The one gank really did its work for him, I would say. And Riven now back on even grounds with a few levels in, is not having that much of an easy time anymore. Could, of course, still win all in pretty easily if Emperor plays it well. And with Spot, he's not level 6 yet, so he cannot disable the turret. I think Spot hitting level 6 should be one timing, but definitely a good gank should come in either side lane for the side of SBTC, because you really want to use the Stormbringer to pull any side lane ahead. Otherwise, why would you even pick Volibear, right?
Yeah, it's very true. I like what Spot did there. He just came up and covered for a potential Lee Sin gank when he realized, well, if Lee Sin's not here, it means it's half a jungle up. Just goes, gets himself a blue buff. He's even going to start off the Rift Herald. There's no vision here for Team Secret. They've really slacked on this one. It's 8 minutes. Why are you not thinking about Rift Herald? You've lost it.
Yeah,
it's nothing, really.
Maybe they can pull away and get towards the Hextech. They can just rush that one down. That's something that maybe Penguin should consider, but he's just now busy on Gromp, and that is something I also consider an error, because you're really basically sacrificing that Herald for absolutely nothing, and yeah, of course you don't want to have that. Oh, maybe you're gonna catch up to win, boys. It's double buff Lee Sin at 6.
He does a hell of a lot of damage. A good sidestep on the Prey Seeker. Penguin could throw in a Q, kicks him with the Q. The heal, though. He didn't press E. Penguin, that's just a misplay. The Berserk gas comes out, but it actually doesn't do anything because Paulette couldn't hit his team. Now Zhuhao's in trouble. 2 T's arrive. Penguin flashing away using the W. Throws out another Q onto Paulette. Flies on in. Penguin will finally pick up a kill, but there's a big angry bear joining the play. A Spot dives in. Eddie doing well with the Featherstorm, kiting it away. Down goes the bear. On the other side, Penguin gets way too big for his britches. He falls, and in one of the messiest plays we've seen in a while, it's a 2-for-1.
And the whole play was basically Penguin's fault. It actually ends up in their favor, but not because of really Penguin doing anything spectacular. I mean, he chunked out Winboys. I give him credit for that, but then he for the second time, he just decides to get Lee Syndrome on him and just decides to go in again and just dies to him. Here we see Emperor trying to get the roam going on, Ignite down, Ultimate down. And if Alpha gets a kill, that's a disaster. 1-for-1 is not okay against the Victor. Why does he survive? Triumph? But Penguin gets a... He surely gets an assist for that. That's still worth for the side of Artifact. He just now got 4 takedowns overall. He should be at around 100 CS pretty soon. And this Victor will be a very good wait. But here we see the 1v1 play again. Penguin, surprisingly getting chunked very hard by the Kaiser already. And yeah. Now, as he hits the next Sonic Wave, good sidestep on the Voidseeker, by the way. He should have calculated in the heal and then gotten the kill. But he thought the E was not needed. And that's very, very crucial, as you said before. And Penguin really sloppy. I don't know why he's doing that.
Ooh,
at least he get a good fletch on the charm there, because that means he can survive a little bit longer. The fight gets extended, and this is just Team Secret out team fighting and out kiting the Volibear and the whole team of SBTC basically. Really well played by them. And Penguin, he could just not go for it, right? It could have been a 2-for-0 for Team Secret. If Penguin is a little bit more clean, then either a 1-0 for them or just a 2-0 if the cavalry gets survived the other time. But he just goes for it because he feels like it. And with the lanes being that strong on his team, he just doesn't have to go for that. I think if he does nothing, that's very harsh to say. If he just does nothing, then the team would be in a better state.
I just want to comment. You were talking about how the 1-for-1 isn't really worth it because of the Victor passive stacking up. I agree. You are correct, of course, but I don't think Hero is going to say it that way. Because Hero is now looking down. And I've been against a 2-kill Riven. Admittedly, when I play against Riven, it's probably because I gave her the kills because she's my permaban, and if I let her through, it was a mistake. It's not fun. She kind of just kills you whenever her ult comes up, and there's not a huge amount you can do about it.
I mean, you could also just go the approach of the Na in the last series, right? Just go Bramble West. But yeah, that's not something that Hero would do. I mean, he's actually still fine because despite being down the kill, he is like 20 CS up by now because the Riven also lost some time top lane with being away for the roam. And yeah, I mean, look at it from Emperor's perspective, but he roamed to get a kill and then trade 1 kill back for the Lee Sin, also Victor having an assist on it. And while that happened, he also lost farm in the top lane. So overall, still not worth for them. But I agree, Hero probably doesn't like to play that way because now he has to have some respect for Emperor that he otherwise wouldn't need to have. Yeah, maybe they can catch Kai'Sa on a recoil.
Maybe. That gas is never going to hit because Penguin kicks him out of the line of it. In the end, it doesn't really matter. They pick up the kill, but not the best executed play I've ever seen.
Definitely not. Also, the kill going onto the Renata. I guess it's so early in the game. Support items matter so much that actually giving a kill early to the support is very good for the support anyway. But yeah, Penguin, yeah, he likes to grief his team a little bit, I guess, by kicking, out of the gas. The gas already is low enough and he just makes it impossible to hit instead of unlikely to hit. Not really cool of him. But either way, yeah, 1 kill for Zhu Hao. He definitely was the one who deserved to get that kill.
Ooh, artifact. Has to use his flash. Good respect there. Doesn't sidestep the charm, and now the tower's turned off. He's in a lot of trouble, and there it is. The bear finally gets a meal.
Yeah, Bear finally gets a meal kill to the Volibear. And it is a full tank Volibear, so actually they would have preferred that to go over to 2T. And Artifact, he did what he could basically there. He flashed the targeted stun coming out from Volibear. But then the charm was hitting.
The ability to choose.
Yeah, actually, you could argue that he shouldn't flash in the first place because he's just dead. That's actually arguable.
I mean, I think if he flashes, if he flashes and then the charm isn't as good as it was, he is out. So I think it's okay. I was more referring to where they put the kill in the end. I don't think they wanted to put it on the Volibear. It's just kind of where it ended up.
Surely not. Yeah, you definitely don't want to have it on the Volibear. I mean, he will just become a stun bot that just causes some ruckus in the team fights, maybe disables a turret at one crucial point of the game. But other than that, the Volibear, he's just there to be annoying to the AD carry and a little bit to the Victor as well, I guess. He is not like that full AP Volibears we had with the Riftmaker or the Divine Sunderer Volibears that were like absolutely cracking people up and one-shotting AD carries. This one is a camping Volibear.
I'm just going to put it out there. If you're a professional player and you're picking Volibear, can I introduce you to Mordekaiser? It's just better. I'm just saying.
Mordekaiser jungle is not something I would feel.
If you're not diving side lanes, it's better.
Yeah.
You know what's better than one Volibear stun in a team fight? Death roaming the enemy AD carry.
I see that. But
if you're not getting side lanes anyway.
The plan was to dive the side lane, but we saw that one earlier. Meanwhile, Eddie solo kill win, boys. I hate to say it, but I think against Celebrity this wouldn't happen. I think Celebrity would be too cracked to let it happen to him. Either way,
we'll have to get a replay to see how it happened.
I think it's Gale Force Zaya go boom. She can just offensively Gale Force into her and then just use Feather Storm at the bait caller. And Kai'Sa, where would she escape to? I mean, she can only dash offensively with her ultimate as soon as she hits something. And yeah, in the 1v1, you're pretty much screwed. And this is also one of the reasons why Zaya is good against Kai'Sa.
And now we do see the way Riven can cross miles and miles with her mobility, but this might have been a little bit too deep, as there's that win/dodge that you pointed out, but it was actually 2T coming to reinforce. I thought it was Artifact. My mistake. So that is going to be a kill picked up there onto Hero. It took a lot of resources, but TS don't really trade it back for anything except one dragon.
And they also got the bot lane tier 1 turrets, so it's probably fine for them. They took half an hour to kill him and also used 3 people. So I guess Hero is fine with that. He made good usage of his hookshot wall dive, and also with the Hextech Ultimatum, as you said, he just dodged an important ability, got a little bit more time. Also, they chunked Endper down to very low HP in this whole aftermath of that. So, and with Dragon also being on Team Secret side, I think they are overall very much fine with it. And with Artifact, he just keeps on scaling. He's not really getting punished that much. He got dove once by the 2T charm combination, where the kill went on to Spot, but that's basically all there is to it. It's a Crown Victor, and here we see the 1v1 of the AD carries. Yeah, Gale Force offensively, and Kai'Sa doesn't really have any counterplay against that. Maybe he could use Killer Instinct to get another shield there, and maybe have some more room to turn it around. Also, Thunder Spells are up on all sides for the AD carries, which is very surprising to me, but I guess you don't need them there. Or you just wait if the enemy used it, and Winboys wasn't ready to use any of those. And yeah, Eddie, nice read by him that he gets the outplay there.
Yeah, it was good. It was very, very solid. Let's sort of check in on how the comps are performing. Because we've actually got a pretty even game at the moment. It's only about 1,000 gold between these teams at 17 minutes. Hero on the run. Once again, this Camille is just being punished. A very good Hextech Ultimatum into a lovely hook shot. That was perfect out of Hero.
Yeah, it was perfect of him. He again forces 3 people down there, or at least baits 3 people down there, as I dare say. And Juho, he was kind of wasting his hostile take over there, but just in case someone would follow over, he would have the CC ready for him. And now, again, some time won. Yeah, Penguin, again, Team Secret just wins time, and I think scaling-wise, they really like this state that they are currently in. Only arguably outscaled is Xayah by the Kai'Sa, but the Xayah is far ahead of the Kai'Sa, so they are more than fine in there.
Once again, they go in onto Hero. He's got Juhao backing him up, but does not have access to the hostile takeover. Uses the bailout to try and buy himself a little bit more time. Doesn't quite buy enough. He was about a second off being brought back to life. But Riven will fall to the glorious revolution.
Yeah, Riven will fall to the glorious evolution. They get a kill to Hero, but he also dies as well. They force a TP out, use the Herald on their own. I think overall it might be a slight win even for SBTC because they force a TP out, but all that for a 1-for-1 I'm not quite convinced because they use also so many ultimates. Also a TP on their own, so I think it's not really worth it. And at least now Artifact... Yeah, he's very, very close. Artifact is very, very ready. He's fully gloriously evolved by now. He's on the... I think he should be closer to 2 items now on the Victor as well. I'm not sure if Crown Victor is still the way to go, but it's just so much safer than the other Victor item would be in the Dune Tempest and the Yandru's Anguish. But I think Crown Victor, I mean, against the Riven, like Volibear and the Army dive into you, there's so much dive onto you. Yeah. I think going the Crown Victor is very, very smart here actually, because he will just be such a weight boss. Not quite as disgusting as they have been in the Winter Split, where Victor was absolutely broken, but he's still very, very strong. And yeah, both solo laners on the side of Team Secret outscale, I would say. Xayah against Kai'Sa, not so much, but look just how ahead Eddie is. I mean, it's 1 kill, it's multiple assists. He's almost 40 CS ahead, and we saw earlier how the 1v1 between those two actually plays out. And yeah, Winboy's not really favored there.
No, he certainly isn't. And I think one thing, just to also comment on the Crown Victor, how do you kill him in a timely manner? He is a mage. He only needs to get his spells off once, maybe twice, if he really wants to do well in a fight. How do you kill him quickly through the Crown and through bailout? It just feels like he gets to live for such a long time that you are sort of approaching... Paulette, what did you just do? He just flashed over that wall.
I don't know.
I thought it was a Hex Flash, but he doesn't have Hex Flash.
Yeah,
Paulette.
It must be his real flash. Paulette is doing weird stuff again.
You
aren't joining TSM like this. And,
yeah, well,
I think
honestly, looking at TSM, he might still be an upgrade.
That's rough, but also maybe too. Either way, Artifact, I think he seems to agree with your way of thinking with the Bale or potentially saving him even longer with the Crown together, because he isn't even going Zonia second, right? He's actually going for the Horizon focus.
The Penguin comes in. They're locking up Enpa. This is risky, though. He could potentially get a 1-for-1. No, he does not. I was getting excited, but that is a kill onto the Riven. And I know we were talking about other things, but I really want to ask you this, because I think it's interesting for me and for the viewers. We've now seen Enpa play Riven 3 times. In the first times they picked it, they didn't play around it. They let him 1v1. They just dominated the 1v1 and then played a 4v4. And if you look at those games, he won one, lost one. The one that he lost, he played great. The Riven was really fed. He was dominating the 1v1. It was the 4v4 that fell apart. This game, we can see they are playing around the Riven. Which approach do you actually think is better for competitive play Riven?
I think you should play around it. But are they playing around it this game? I'm not really seeing it so much.
They've three-man ganked Hero
But
like 3 times,
yes,
right?
but they free-man ganked the Camille. I think that is in general not really the greatest approach. But overall, I think you should have it with the Riven. But maybe Riven against Camille, you... Actually, I think in the Camille matchup specifically, you maybe should not play around it that much. You just hope that he just makes the 1v1 as he should, and just hope he respects ganks at the right time. But other than that, if it would not be a Riven Camille matchup, you should absolutely play around the Riven. Because Riven is just such a volatile champion. It just screams at you that it should be strong-sided, and yeah, that's what they are trying this game. However, Hero makes very good usage of his defensive ability. Another kick.
This should be an easy kill onto Paulette. It's not a great kick, but it'll be good enough. And Artifact adds another to his robotic army.
Yeah, another kill for Artifact. Both carries on the side of Team Secret are really performing. Also, I like Penguin this game overall, despite the blue buff shenanigans he did earlier, where he just twice decides to end in the team fight and just forces a skirmish that should have never really happened in the first place. And the only really saving grace for SBTC right now looks to be the Riven. And even the Riven, at this point, she's not in a position to solo carry this game, and also she's not that far ahead as the carries on the side of Team Secret are. So Anpa really has a tough task ahead of him.
And one thing we should really hammer is how important this game is. SBTC, for the first half of the VCS, were looking pretty terrible. But we knew, the whole time, we knew that they were focusing on SEA games. Like, they were really open about that, and if you watched SEA games, they looked much, much better. But, you know, at that point, you were playing 7 days a week. You kind of had to pick one to focus on. They then didn't make finals of SEA games, and of course, they didn't win. Can't win if you don't make finals, of course. They're now back. There's no distractions. They want to make a run to take the 4th spot of playoffs. And something that analysts, particularly Rebel, has talked about it a lot. He's not on today, but he has talked about it. Is Team Secret is the gatekeeper of playoffs. They are 4th by default. They do not necessarily have to finish this split 4th. And there are several teams looking to dethrone them. One of them is SBTC. But because SBTC mathematically is so far behind, they have to win today. If they don't win this series, they may as well just forget playoffs.
That's fair, because they would be down 3 series to Team Secret, and even if they magically manage to catch up 3 series against those guys, I mean, Team Secret also later on, they lose head-to-head, exactly, so they basically need to pull 4 series ahead, and I mean, also Team Secret, they will also play Luxury, they will play Burst the Sky, they will play Team Flash another time. I mean, thinking that they will get so few wins that actually a 4-win difference can be caught up by SBTC later on is absolutely naive. And yeah, SBTC probably knows it. Maybe the pressure's getting to them, because we saw them yesterday. They are not a terrible team. They can absolutely play. And I really wonder why they went for these war positions with Spot being in. Maybe Spot is actually, I mean, very equal to DNK, but why is Celebrity not playing after a game like yesterday? I think this cannot really be a performance issue on their side, but yeah.
Ooh, good catch by Penguin. Finds Vinboys, takes him down. Then into the backline does go this Camille, locking up Spot. He'll join them in the Death Chamber, and they'll move directly over to Baron. I think the fact that Vinboys is in is a bit of a misread on Team Secret. They have been flying under the radar, and I think SBTC has underestimated them. Game 2, I want to see Celebrity in. I think it's ridiculous otherwise. We do see an inner tower going in, but he's not going to push for the in here. So this is just going to be Baron traded for that one inner.
Yeah, definitely just the Baron. 2 picks quickly coming out. Even Artifact, we saw the confidence, right? They went for the Hexing Ultimatum on the Spot. Spot is quite tanky actually, but Artifact flashes forward just to deal damage on the Victor to even get the kill going. With 2 picks, one of them being the jungle. It's of course Baron for the side of Team Secret. And knows it, he just pushed the tier 1 to Tier 2 to it in the bot lane, so to say, to even get at least a little bit of a consolation prize, but that's not enough, of course. I think with Winbows being in, it must be some personal issue that's outside of the game, because, I mean, you cannot underestimate Team Secret when they are like the team that you are up to really challenge, right? They are 2 wins ahead of you and are potentially going 3 wins, and the direct head-to-head clearly above you, so there's not really anything but delusion if you think you can underestimate Team Secret if you are SBTC, so I think there must be some other reason.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I feel like it's a strange read, but of course we play best of 3s here in Vietnam, and I love it that I love this league for that. Best of 1s are just never fun, in my opinion at least. I know some people disagree. So, while Team Secret is definitely favourite, while Team Secret is definitely favoured in this game 1, we have a long way to go, and of course this game is not over. There is still a strong Riven. I'm worried about the rest of it, though. There's a strong ribbon, and I was trying to find a second person to point out, but I kind of struggled.
Tucci is deathless, and he's on the Everfrost Ari, so if
He's
Namero would be
damage
here
threat,
for
right?
listen, he's not really the high damage threat, but he has a lot of utility. He has the charm and also the snare from the Everfrost. So if they happen to get Eddie in a very uncomfortable position, he can maybe one-shot Eddie and then go from there. Maybe also get a kill onto Hero. Actually, the Everfrost actually very smart against the Camille, because if you can Everfrost at the right time, the Camille is basically nullified in the team fight because she cannot wall life back. And then Camille, not very tanky. If she doesn't get to attack, she doesn't get her shield off. And Camille could maybe also fall prey to the Everfrost Ari later on in the team fight. So despite Enper and Tutti being the two members up there for SBTC, the overall hope is of course not great. But yeah, the game is not really over anyway, because the top 3 teams of the VCS, they are the teams that are looking somewhat clean, I would say. Maybe Cerberus not even that much, and Team Secret is clearly below them. They are definitely a beatable team for SBTC still in this very game, but it is looking grimmer and grimmer for them, as the gold lead is now extended to 6,000, and also Baron and Soul Point up there for the side of Team Secret. Baron, however, though, will expire pretty soon and will not translate into the Soul.
It will not. The Baron seems to have just been a little bit of opportunistic play rather than trying to really set up the timers. So they just kind of got 2 picks and went, okay, I guess we get Baron.
Yeah, if you get Baron, you take Baron. It's
exactly.
Free, you take it.
Yeah, precisely. They didn't go into the long, detailed dance. And the reason I think that looking at damage dealers is so important, because everything you said about Everfrost Ari is correct. I think Ari's a great pick right now. I think 2T is playing a decent game. Don't get me wrong. But this comes back to what I was talking about with Victor before. You have to kill him through the crown, through the Zhonyas, through the bailout. You just need a lot of damage to do that. And if Enpa is your only damage threat, and there's even the question of how does Enpa get and stay on a Victor who has that gravity field, I just think Artifact is a raid boss, and I don't think he's tuned very well.
Oh, flank coming in from Tutti.
Ooh, it's a good Renata gas to force out the flash. But yeah, 2T gets completely annihilated. He did his best, but he was sniffed out. The Ari is sent down. Hero diving behind the tower will use the ultimate to dodge the depth charge and get on top of Paulette, who is burning away but will live for now. Empire with a huge heal coming out of the Gore Drinker. But again, what do you actually do when people start going gold? It's just not there. They don't have redundancy of threat. They will get the kills. They will get the tower. And SBTC, you need to win game 2 for your playoffs dream to stay alive.
Definitely so, and I applaud Tutti for trying it with that flank, but it didn't really work out in his favor. He got caught, and with him dying, there's also the damage dying on the side of SPTC, and there was nothing that Team Secret really had to respect. They went for the turret dive with Hextech Ultimatum coming out. Artifact in the Chaos Storm was having a party with them a little bit, and like this, it is a 5-0 clean sweep in this team fight. SPTC was getting absolutely wiped, and Team Secret making now very great arguments for them.